Thanks for the support as a channel member, Mark Gowans. How did you miss the draw? You're the owner of the club and this is the first time we've been in the quarterfinal draw for years. It doesn't matter. Paris Saint-Germain. Hello and welcome to part 94 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of our Champions League quarterfinal at Paris Saint-Germain. We're away in the first leg, which is crucial. I love being away in a first leg. So away in the first leg, home in the second leg. And this is a Paris Saint-Germain team who, although they're dominant in Ligue 1, as you'd expect them to be, as you can see, they've been winning that for quite a number of consecutive years at this point. They did win the Champions League in 2023. However, since then, they've not exactly been tearing the Champions League up. They've not been doing much better than we have. So since their win, they've been knocked out in the quarterfinal, knocked out in the quarterfinal, knocked out in the first round, knocked out in the quarterfinal. Didn't even make it out of their group. And this year, they've made it through to the quarterfinal again. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful. Obviously, they've got loads more money than we have. We saw they were able to just sign Damien on loads of money, not use him and sell him on for a massive profit. Damien was never even good enough for Paris Saint-Germain. So on paper, absolutely, they should beat us. But there's that little bit of me that can't help but dream when the finishing line for this tournament is in sight. Because not only have we had the quarterfinal draw, of course, the semi-final draw has happened as well. So we know if we get past Paris Saint-Germain, we've got Manchester City or Real Madrid in the semi-final. They feel like really, really big games. Obviously not a potential. For a minute there, I was thinking Ryan Lawson reunion, but he's playing for Barcelona now. But there's bound to be some kind of connections with these two. In fact, have we got anyone? I think Damien was the only one who went to Paris Saint-Germain from us, wasn't he? So I don't think we're going to meet any of our old players today. But tomorrow, maybe? We'll see. Let's get into the game. Oh, and League. League's still going good. And we haven't officially won it yet, but it's happening. It's going. Ike just fallen off a cliff. Olympiacos did make it into the Champions Group in the end, but they're not getting into Europe. 10 points behind Offie is pathetic. Olympiacos, utterly pathetic. How many managers have they got through since they stopped winning the league? Oh my word! I have to scroll. So Didier Deschamps was the first one. So Pedro Martins is the guy who was there winning the league, and then these are the managers they've gone through since Kev came to town and ruined their day. So, our team for the away game against Paris Saint-Germain, we've got Tennessee in goal, who, by the way, has now officially been upgraded to world-class goalkeeper. We talked about it in the last episode. He is now a world-class goalkeeper, and also very much part of a club versus country war that I'm currently having with Carlos Tevez, the Argentina manager. I asked him to only, but this was back in November time. I asked him to only play Tennessee for 45 minutes a game. He refused twice. So the most recent international call-ups, I withdrew all of my Argentinian players from the international squad. So my Argentinian contingent are quite well rested going into this because we're just off the back of an international break. There's always the risk that it upsets the players, but it doesn't seem like it has, which is good. I guess if I do it consistently, it could become a bit of a problem. But for now, I think I've made my point to him once. If he breaks the rules again, he ain't getting my players for friendlies anymore. He can make do without them. So, the team for today's game, we have Tennessee in goal. A back four of Rafael Hernandez, Jair, and Solorzano. Why is Jair playing, I hear you cry? And because both Kansarovic and Criado are suspended. I mean, Kansarovic being suspended doesn't lead to Jair being in the team. But they're my first choice boys. Behind Criado, it's Hernandez and Jair. This is next year's centre-back partnership. Poor old Michaelis. I think his days are numbered, which is a little bit sad. And also wanted to say, has there been some kind of tweak to set-piece goals? Because Michaelis scored a hat-trick earlier in the season. He got 2 goals from set-pieces there. Whenever he plays, he scores. It's like Bresenio, if you've been watching the Chivas series. Sorry. Of course you've not been watching the Chivas series. I had a defender in that one who was scoring lots of goals too. It only seems to affect Michaelis, but certain players just seem to not be able to avoid scoring from set pieces. But even with that being said, these two are my best 2 options in the absence of Criado. So Hernandez, Jair, Solorzano, Milo at the base of the midfield, who has done a bit of a Mick Powell, done a bit of an Unai Dominguez. He's now classed as a 5-star current ability world-class player and has been given the role of key player. Best player at the club, apparently, currently, Agustin Milo, who is another one who got pulled out of the Argentina squad. But he's at the base of the midfield. Dominguez and Duffy ahead of him. And then our tried and tested Champions League front three, Alan, Carnevale, Lensina. You know that's what we do in the Champions League. And you might say it's not worked. My response would be, we're in the quarter-final for the first time in ages. It's doing something right, and Alan is our top scorer from that left wing, and for as long as he's banging in the goals at the level he currently is, it just seems absolutely insane to change his position up. Right, pick up where you left off last time out. That seems like a good instruction to give, and let's just cross our fingers. It's the away leg of a Champions League quarter-final, so our goal here, it's twofold. We want an away goal. An away goal is always a big thing in the Champions League, and we want to avoid getting too badly beaten. If we get a 2-1 or a 3-2 defeat, they're absolutely fine. Obviously, anything better than that, fantastic. Part of me would rather lose 2-1 than draw 0-0, though, which seems weirdly counterintuitive, but away goals, just so important. I've got to back us to do well at home. So that's I guess if we've drawn and we do well at home, then we win anyway. So, oh, Carnevale hits the base of the post, and I thought that was our moment. I thought we were going a goal ahead there, but it was not to be. But we've started brightly, which is good. We've had the one and only shot of those first 10 minutes, and we're just going to be happy for a really dull, boring game for this first one. Let the excitement happen at our place, unless we're 2-0 up going into it, in which case we want no highlights there. But for now, we'll just have a little away goal, breakaway goal at some point, make it a nice little 1-0 away win, and that would be utterly perfect. Lensina with the in-swinging free kick. Jair's there. The ball's bobbling around in the area and it crosses the line. Carnevale bundles it over. It's absolute chaos in the 6-yard box there. And Carnevale grabs his 10th goal of the season, but more importantly, the first goal of this tie. Here's the free kick coming in. Jair with the header. And then Paris Saint-Germain are going to be so disappointed with this. 4 players around the ball, including one who's allowed to just bend over and pick it up with his hands. We had one guy in there, and our one guy, better than their 4. It's Paris Saint-Germain 0, Apollon Smyrnis 1 in the Champions League quarter-final. I'm going to get a nosebleed in a minute. We're 1-0 up at half-time. Blow the final whistle now. Don't get complacent out there. Ah. I'm so excited. I've got my fake chocolate date snack bar all wrapped around my tonsils. I had to wash it down with coffee to stop myself coughing. Oh, getting myself all worked up. Right, we have a throw in here. Surely we're not going to make it 2. Bruno Rafael hurls the ball into the area. Carnevale's there again, the shortest man on the pitch, winning a header in the penalty area. Carnevale is up for it today. And that is not a bad thing for him to be in a game of this side. Solorzano's going to hurl it in from the other side. It's Duffy who flicks this one on. Paris Saint-Germain, they do not like defending. There is chaos in the 6-yard box every time the ball is slung in there. They can't cope with the long throws, the set pieces. They're just really struggling with it. Alan plays the ball forward, looking for the run of Carnevale, who we know is very, very quick. Carnevale's in here, and he's so close to making it 2-0, a second goal there, and we start really dreaming and fantasizing about what could happen. Solorzano now with another opportunity to cause chaos in the box, but he elects to go short to Dominguez. It's back to Solorzano, who's going to run into the area. He's run into Dominguez, but then he's just had a very audacious effort from the edge of the area. Dominguez is in the way. I'm just going to have a shot, and forces a save out the keeper. We've got a corner. It's Dominguez to take, floats it into that near post. Hernandez can't get on the end of it, but Ryan Allen is there to get the ball back into the area again. He doesn't actually do that, but we do win a throw-in, which from that range, a throw's as good as a corner, although it didn't lead to a highlight. Let's get Lensina off. Lensina's not having a very nice day. Duffy also not having a very nice time, but we have no one to come on for Duffy, so we'll take Allen off instead. We'll bring on German and Sanchez for Allen and Lensina. It's a nice little change to be able to make at this stage of the game, to be able to bring on players the calibre of Sanchez and German. I like being able to do that. If you're wondering who this guy is on the bench, by the way, Mentor Miftari, he came through our youth system a couple of years ago. Greek under 21 international, can play anywhere through the middle, has played a couple of games for us, only in the cups looking at this. I thought he'd played some league games, but scored a wonder goal in a cup game recently. And on that basis, is now officially part of the first team squad because it was a cracking goal. Right, we do need to make a change. We don't need to make a change. We've got to make a change because Milo is tiring. And we're just going to bring Michaelis on to sit in that defensive midfield position that we've seen him do so very many times before while we try and hold on. Jair has gone off injured here, which is a little bit of a problem. We need to just calm the midfield boys down a little bit and hope that these 10 men have got enough about them to not concede. We said we'd take a 2-1 defeat beforehand. It looks like we're going to hold on and get a 1-0 away win. That is massive. That's a result that could be worth tens of millions of pounds to this football club. Now we just need to keep it going in the second leg. Poor old Jair is not going to play in that one. No Jair things for him in the second match, but we've got a couple of league games, I think, one league game. So we'll go and get that sorted. Then we'll be back. Paris Saint-Germain at home. We have a slight problem, boys and girls. We've got to April again, and for the second year in a row, we've got to April, and Unai Dominguez has broken his back. Lower back stress fracture for the second time, which is probably going to be him out for the rest of the season. It's a significant problem because Leica is already injured. We mentioned before that Leica was out for most of the rest of the season. He's going to be another 2 to 4 weeks with his knee ligament injury. We don't have any other midfielders in the squad, apart, I guess, from Mkhitaryan. And this feels like the wrong game to play mentor Mkhitaryan. Bruman's not registered. Caio Henrique's unregistered. We're having to play Michaelis in central midfield. Now, I have sat here for 10 minutes trying these 3 men in various combinations, and this seems to be the one that works the most. So we've moved playmaker responsibilities back onto Milo as the defensive midfielder, back to original style for this tactic. And I'm just trying to make things as straightforward for Michaelis as possible. He's playing in a very unfamiliar position. I really want to play him as, you know what, I'm going to tell him to be a box-to-box midfielder. What's the worst that could happen? Can he do it? Not really. Not really. He'll be all right. What can't it? I mean, he can't finish. Who cares? He scored some wonder goals this year. We're playing him as box-to-box. This is actually the original unfiddled with version of this tactic now. So we're going to do that, and we are going to put Alan up front to try and get some Champions League goals out of him. I'm aware that although he's scoring goals for fun in the league, 18 from 12 starts, he's not actually scoring a lot recently. So we're going to play him up front and see if we can get some more recent goals out of him. So the team is Tennessee in goal, a back four of Kansarovic, Criado, Hernandez and Solorzano. Jair, of course, getting injured in the last game as well. Milo at the base of the midfield, Michaelis and Duffy ahead of him, Carnevali, Allen and Lencina as the front three. This feels very makeshift. One other idea I did have, Claudio Sanchez has played there as the Mezzala a couple of times in the league. It's an option. Look at the season he's having, by the way. Ridiculous. And also, he's only 2 years away from a Greek passport. So that's going to be a big bonus to solving some of the non-EU player problems. But for today, I don't think Claudio Sanchez is the solution yet. He's there to come on for Michaelis if we need to bring him on. We could potentially go to like a 4-2-4 if we need to. Stick Carnevali up front, get Sanchez on that left-hand side. That feels like a chasing the game situation, though. If we're already ahead, we could potentially drop Michaelis back into a back three and change the system up that way. I know some of you are going to be saying, Kev, why don't you change the tactic? Because we've been playing this tactic unchanged for 2 years now. We've got excellent team cohesion. It feels like we're better off playing the way we know with a player out of position rather than fiddling. And there's Ryan Allen getting the opportunity to play up front. And what a goal he's just scored. It's Kansarovic with the corner. It's cleared, but only as far as Allen, who just sticks it into the top corner. Easy peasy. It's 1-0 on the night. It's 2-0 on aggregate. And Paris Saint-Germain have a massive task ahead of them now. And I imagine they probably are up to it. Hopefully not up for it, but they are up to it. They're good enough to do it. But fingers crossed they have another off night like they did against us. In that first leg, that was a wild attempt at a tackle from Kansarovic, but luckily the shot was just straight into the arms of Tennessee. We need another massive performance from Tennessee tonight, similar to the one that we got in the second leg in the first knockout round. We have another corner though, and we've seen over 2 matches now just how little Paris Saint-Germain can cope with this. Here is the in-swinging corner, and once again, they don't deal with it very well at all. It falls to Lensina, who finds Milo, but he can't get the crossover, and we've got the potential to be caught on the counter-attack here, and we need somebody to get a tackle in. And there's Criado getting exactly that done. Good tackle from him, but Paris Saint-Germain do keep the ball. Solorzano with the headed clearance, though, putting it out for the throw. Good first half an hour. We'll take this. Can we start blowing whistles now? We'll take this as our full time. PSG with a corner. Michaelis heads clear. It is going to be handy having the extra body in for these set pieces with having the extra defender on, even though he's not playing in defence. I was mentioning before just how well he's been doing at set pieces recently, even if he's not necessarily a regular starter for us anymore. But this is PSG coming down the right-hand side again. Kansarovic needs to deal with this. This seems to be the route they've decided to attack, and Kansarovic isn't really dealing with it at the moment. But, I mean, other than doubling Raphael up over there with him, I don't know what I can do to solve that problem, really. Maybe go to the back 5. I think it's probably too early to do that at the moment. It's something I'm thinking for around the 60, 65 minute mark. Drop to the back 5, just drop Michaelis back in there. Almost do like a 3 at the back and then another 3 in front of them. And with Milo sat in front of a back 5. What a finish from Alan. And it's basically a carbon copy of the goal he scored in the first half. My goodness, what a goal. Let's have a look at this from the other angle. Milo with the corner again. It falls to Alan. And again, first time, just hits it. I think regardless of what position he plays in going forward, we need to have him lurking on the edge of the area at corners. It's something he doesn't normally do when he's playing out wide, but he is absolutely deadly from there. Michaelis nodding the ball down. There's Lensina, and that's a big miss. At 3-0, we're through. That's job done, I think. And I'm now looking at this thinking, we are 3-0 up on aggregate. Should I be messing with the tactic, or should we just keep doing what we're doing? The plan was to go to the 5 at the back if we were ahead, but I'm looking at it now thinking it's silly to change. Ryan Allen's got his hat-trick. I think I might acknowledge on this occasion you might have been right. Maybe Ryan Allen should be playing as our centre-forward. Carnevale doing very well in the build-up play here, but Allen still had a lot to do when he picks the ball up. I mean, he's the Scottish Thierry Henry. Cutting in off that left-hand side, just hitting it. Just hitting it. It's 3-0 now on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. We're not going to change the tactic. We're just going to keep doing this. Michaelis has got a new lease of life as a central midfielder. He's played some positions for us over the years, and maybe he's going to have to play here a little bit more during this Champions League run, because neither Leica or Dominguez are likely to be fit for the semi-final. So Michaelis is going to have to continue doing the job that he's done today. I mean, he's not really been that involved, but he's also not looked like a major source of a problem. So I guess on that basis, he keeps his place in that role. Lensina's going to come off for Sanchez. We've got Calapitas who can come on for Solorzano. That'll do for now. And I think my final change is likely to be German on for Michaelis and just drop Sanchez back into the central midfield where we've played him a couple of times in the league. And just hope that doesn't mess things up too much by having Michaelis taken out of things. Hernandez with a lovely clearance there. And Alan plays it across to Sanchez. And we've got a counter-attack on here. It's with Claudio Sanchez, who's having an incredible season of his own. And that's audacious. And it was never going in. I love the fact he tried, though. At 4-0 up, I don't mind him trying stuff like that, because if it does go in, it's a goal that's famous for the rest of time. Right, Michaelis is going to go there. No, sorry, Sanchez is going to go there. We're just going to switch all this around a little bit. So put those two back in their initial roles. Sanchez is going to be the Mazzala. We're going to put Carnevale on this side, and then we're going to bring on German on that side. And then we're going to drop a little bit of praise. And Claudio Sanchez gets to play a little bit more football as a central midfielder, which, as we now know, he's going to be Greek anytime. Well, within 2 years, he's going to be Greek. Going to be quite handy if he can pick up another position that he can play. And for a man who almost left, he's now a man who I'm very much in for the long haul with. But there we have it. We are through to the semi-final of the Champions League. More money flowing in. And we now face, in tomorrow's episode, that's right, tomorrow, we're doing 7 days a week now, Chivas is done. But we face Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final. I am sat here panicking a little bit. I've just ended the Chivas series. If we win the Champions League this week, what the hell am I supposed to do before FM21 comes out? Oh, I don't want to do. Luckily, Real Madrid, top of La Liga, so I don't think it's going to be an issue because they are well clear at the top of La Liga. We saw how good Liverpool were, who were top of the Premier League. I think our run probably ends with a semi-final defeat, but it's incredible experience. It's a lovely big pile of cash that we've earned from this run, and it's going to help out with our coefficient as well. Have we got to the semi-final before? I don't think we have we? No, the furthest we've ever been previously is the quarter-final, so this is our best ever season in Europe. It's got to win 3 more games, and we're the champions of Europe. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.